Heh.
What's up, YouTube land? We're back with... What's this again? Oh yeah, Metroid. Ah yeah. We're here to be comfy. Are you comfy? How comfy are you feeling, YouTube land?
I'm comfy, but it's also cold down here, so I am in full blanket mode.
Rip! it has been a little... It was a little warmer today, so we didn't have the heat quite as high.
I run like a Presto heat dish when it's like really cold, because, I mean, this is the basement, and it leaks a lot of heat out of the glass door. But it was like too hot to run that today, but it's just really awkward.
Yeah, we're coming off... Pennsylvania usually it like maxes cold out at like 20-something, but we came off a couple of weeks of like single digit, and we're just not used to it. Obviously, like someone in North Dakota will be like peasant, but we're just not quite used to it. It's like, I don't know. It's it goes to show you how the areas you live in, you're set up for different ways. Like I remember when I visited North Dakota, they have like all of these car battery charging stations, not like Tesla thing, like literally you know during the winter when it gets to like 0 or negative degrees, you like hook them up to these and they jumpstart your battery / charge your battery, so you know your cars aren't constantly dying. And I'm like, yes, that makes sense. Whereas there's really no reason for us to have those here.
Yeah, I watched just some random video I watched about like the coldest like place on Earth that's like inhabited. It's like minus 40 degrees Celsius sometimes, but
Greenland,
it was like,
I would have to guess.
I forget.
Yeah,
somewhere in Europe. And I saw cars like on the road. I'm like, how? How do you even get this started?
Yeah. Once they're started, I guess. But yeah, they probably have some sort of infrastructure, like again they have in North Dakota, and I assume many places in Canada.
And maybe they manufacture like specific cars that are meant for incredibly cold environments that are like easier to start. Maybe they have like a stronger battery or something.
Yeah. Or you have the exact opposite, where in like North or South Carolina, if it ever snows like an inch, there's like mass car accidents. This is true because they're just not used to it, so they're like, "Oh, cool." Anyway, I'm not gonna stay home because they don't normally have snow. And then it's like literally a dusting, and no one knows how to do it, so everyone's just slamming into each other. I'm sure insurance companies are like cool.
That's awesome.
Exactly what they say. So we're exploring. Is there a specific thing we're doing? I know Metroid is pretty much just explore.
The Chozo guy that we met opened up this area specifically.
That's right. The one who was killed from behind in a nothing personal kid type of thing.
Yeah. Also, I spent several hours today playing a ROM hack called Metroid Fusion Special Edition, which is like a ROM hack based around letting you sequence break in that game. It basically changes how like wall kicking works. In Metroid Fusion and in this game, you have a very specific arc to your wall jump, so you can't like infinitely chain them like in Super Metroid, which makes it pretty hard to sequence break. And plus, Metroid Fusion kind of craps itself when you do. But I was playing it, and like, oh man, it might be my favorite Metroid game ever made. It's so good. Anyone that wants to play Metroid Fusion, again, just play Special Edition. It is so amazing.
You know what? That's good to know, but you are going to jail.
But yeah, like I got the
Nintendo is coming for you.
I got the plasma beam and the space jump before like wide beam, and they like the ROM hack adds like custom animations for stuff like having just the plasma beam and the charge beam, so it's not like a 3-arc like wide beam thing. And when I saw that, I was like, that's so cool. And doing like space jump with the regular Metroid Fusion color palette, I was like, man, they actually like thought of that stuff. It's so neat.
You know that's a big
It's so
Metroid
neat.
fan.
I might legitimately. It's probably a good enough excuse for me to do another LP of Fusion because we did that a million eons ago.
It has been a while.
I think we did that when Spencer was at his old place.
Oh dang! So that was over 10 years ago then. Or no? Yeah. No, we're coming up on 10 years.
It was definitely a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, it was like a crappy LP. Well, I mean, I did 100%, so it's a good LP, but like it's just not like the same that we normally do, production quality wise, I guess.
Well, our production quality is second to none.
It's more specifically just like we used to record in 30 FPS
Right.
for years and years.
Right.
This boss sucks, but
Underwater.
thankfully the turbo button makes this less of a absolute nightmare. It's not even like this boss is hard, it's just annoying, and like you're gonna see how many shots we have to shoot that top thing, and it has a billion HP. I also feel as if a lot of bosses in this game have like you basically it's sort of like it's not like Dark Souls, but it's like you have to learn their moveset and you just die over and over. And like when I was relearning this, like a couple bosses I just got stuck on for so long. It's like you just learn their attacks, and it's just a whole process. Not too early. And
What? One hit.
I got double hit because this game is awesome. I will say one thing about this game is that the moveset and Samus's controls are so good. When I went back to Fusion today, I was like just trying to do stuff like, you know, like 360 aiming and just like even just like how like the grip into the ball works. It's like so much more fluid in this game, and like I was missing the slide too. It's like, man, it's hard to go back to old games. But other than that, I think this game is... Not to say that this game is bad, but there's a lot of stuff in it that annoys me a lot.
No, don't touch the red one. I'm gonna send these things slowly falling at you.
Yeah, this is a Mercury Steam special. Like, they love these weird bosses with, like, super weird attacks. They were all over the place in the Metroid 2 remake, too. They are a lot better in this game. Metroid 2 remake has, like, one of the worst bosses in, like, any game. Which is, like, a big, like, mining robot. If anyone played that game, they probably know what I'm talking about.
It does not sound particularly fun.
It's just, it takes forever.
Oh, he's mad.
Yeah, he's
Sending
almost-
2 up.
Especially when... I've never one-cycled him. I don't know if one-cycling him is possible. But if you do the counter move, he's almost dead. Oh, okay.
I don't think I would know. I think it would take me a while to realize you could shoot the
So
side
did...
doors.
When I was replaying this game, I forgot everything, and when I got to this boss, I was like, what do you do? What
Yeah.
do you do?
I mean, to be fair to them, it's like green.
Because if you try to, like, when his main upper tentacle drops down, if the water is still up and you don't shoot the side button, you don't have enough time to make it to the other side while you're underwater. And, like, he kept reattaching his tentacle. I was like, what do you do?
Oh, neat. His, roots, I guess you would say, are down here. That's cool. At least I assume that's what that is. Whee!
Oh. Man, the slide is so good.
Can you climb up those? Or do you... Oh, okay, you can.
Yeah, it's just faster.
Yeah, makes sense. Got him.
But yeah, to explain the kick jump thing, like in this game, you have a very pronounced arc. Like I'm holding right the entire time, but you see, like they have an arc where it makes it that you cannot gain height if you keep wall jumping over and over. You will lose height, and they did that with Metroid Fusion as well. One of the good things about Zero Mission, despite its many flaws, is they returned. Like if you're good, you can do infinite wall jumps in that game.
That's cool. I'd like to see, like, I wonder if anyone out there made like a almost like a making of video of Super Metroid, because it's there's other good games in the series, don't get me wrong, but like I would be interested to know like the story behind it, like how did they get it so right when, you know, a lot of the other ones were like good, you know.
Yeah, the glow up between 1 to 3 is just insane.
Right.
And they got so much right that, like, it's exactly like a Link to the Past thing, where the game is so good that it kind of warped the entire franchise.
Right.
Where, like, Link to the Past is a great game, but it feels like in ways they never really evolved past it. Oh, yeah, okay. So we have to do a fight that's really, really annoying, but I just found out recently you can enter here with a Shine Spark and do a lot. It doesn't kill him automatically, but it does a lot of damage. And I was prepared to complain about this fight being the worst fight in the game, but luckily doing that takes like probably half his health.
Nice.
We're in the area where we, it's right before we get the plasma beam, and I think this is like the hardest, like, time period in the game. Like, once we get the plasma beam, everything gets a lot easier.
For that short-term attack, can you defend it?
You can counter it, but it's really hard, and
Yeah, makes sense.
and the timing is variable. Like he'll like delay sometimes. Oh, I did it. Oh, ho, ho. And also sometimes he does that red attack which you cannot counter. And if you guess wrong.
Oh.
Okay, cool. If you don't do that Shine Spark on him, I guess it's like hard mode, I don't know, but like that fight genuinely takes like 5 minutes. And I was prepared to complain about it so much. I actually looked up, I was like, what do speedrunners do? And I was like, oh, okay, they do this, of course they do.
I do like the instances where you can watch a speedrun and actually, like, pull something from it. Because there's a lot ones where that's, like, not viable for your average person. Like, if you're like, I want to beat Mario Brothers 1, and it's like, bro, just do that thing where you, like, jump before the flagpole 1 pixel off. It's like, no, you'll never do it. You'll have to spend way too much time. Or if you're like, I want to learn how to beat Ocarina of Time, it's like, don't watch a speedrun. You know?
Even Link to the Past speedruns, it's like they do that glitch where they like use the Pegasus boots to like hover over like bottomless pits. And you try to do it in real life, and it's like, oh, it's literally impossible.
Right. It is, yeah, it is nice when you can actually pull something off of it.
I kneel Ravenbeak. I wonder.
Do you remember when Elden Ring came out? And I forget if I said this last week or if it's just fresh in my mind. And a bunch of game devs went on Twitter and complained incessantly that you can't expect the quality of Elden Ring in games and that it was unfair to them. Remember that?
They also did that with
Baldur's Gate 3, yeah. And they were like, no, this shouldn't be what you expect. This shouldn't be the standard. This is a special case. Whee! That's funny.
The funny thing is that Elden Ring is like, if you look at it objectively, it's a lot of reused content from Dark Souls, and like they're reusing animations too. And I mean, it's a big, gigantic game. No wonder it took them years and years to make. But it also benefits from smart reuse of stuff.
I'm totally fine with that. That's what I'm hoping they do with the third Final Fantasy VII remake. I hope they reuse a lot of stuff. My God. Otherwise, it's going to take way too long. But I remember, for some reason, that always sticks with me. Because, like, I feel like, I don't know, it's probably recency bias, but more and more, like, it used to be years ago when, like, someone made, like, say, a great movie, like The Godfather. Like, everyone in the film industry would go see it and be like, oh my God, this is amazing. You know, congratulations. How can we learn off of this? You know? But it seems like nowadays, instead of being, like, it's just like a bunch of, like, jealousy and also, like, anger when something new and innovative is done, because then the devs are like, seriously, now we have to do this. Now we have to be, like, to this level.
Now we have to do our jobs.
It's just very interesting.
I feel like...
It's probably recency bias, but it just seems... And also, Twitter, the fact that we have Twitter and stuff, like, Alfred Hitchcock was never like, you know, if Stanley Kubrick made a good movie, it's not like Alfred Hitchcock would immediately go on the air and be like, F Stanley Kubrick, he's a hack, you know what I mean? Like, so we never knew what he thought about it, unless he did an interview. So,
yeah,
that changes it.
Every celebrity and every dev person in the world and every person in existence having a Twitter account is like, it sucks, dude.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I don't really pay attention unless I see it secondhand on, like, another site where, like, someone's talking about it, or those YouTube grifters that are like, like that Snow White movie's finally coming out soon-ish, and
man,
YouTubers are like, the YouTube grifters they're gonna be so sad because they've talked about it for like 2 years now.
Yeah, I'm just glad for it to, I mean, it's definitely gonna do bad.
It's gonna suck and do bad.
But I'm so glad that they won't talk about it anymore.
Right.
It's so boring.
Right. So you know those YouTubers are like, no, like they're like, yeah, okay, we'll get this all these clickbait videos for the month that it comes out, but then after that, no one's gonna want to hear about it again. You know, it's just like the Marvels. Everyone was freaking out, that movie, The Marvels, and then it came out and it was ultra mid and made no money, and no one even cares to be mad anymore.
Yeah, it's just completely evaporated.
Yeah, it just doesn't exist. Yeah, and this, obviously, it's ironic saying this on YouTube, being like, people who are in the very, very minor public consciousness for at least Ephrata Township, Pennsylvania, but, like, being able to hear everyone's opinion on everything, like, is bad. Like, I would want Tom Brady's opinion on, like, quarterback play or NFL teams. Like, that would interest me because he knows way more than me. But, like, if someone was like, Tom Brady, what do you think about the Middle East? I'd be like, I don't care what Tom Brady thinks about the Middle East. And to be fair to him, he doesn't do that. But there's a lot of people where it's like, hey,
there's tons of celebrities that are basically activists.
Random Hollywood celebrity, what do you think about the Middle East? Well, me living in my mansion in Hollywood, let me tell you about so-and-so. It's like, doesn't seem like you should really form an opinion on this, but okay, here we are.
So we're about to, I guess we're at the halfway point of this game, and things are about to get a lot more annoying.
Oh, baby. Wait, are things going to be following you now?
There's no, like, stalker, but the enemies change a lot.
Ah.
I don't think it happens right now.
So is this like the big turning point of the game or whatever?
Yeah, definitely.
Hi, a million. What are those, the EMMIs?
Just seems like some sort of generic security thing. They're like scanning Samus's DNA to see if she's a Chozo, and she is, luckily.
Thank goodness, or else I'm sure they would have exploded her.
Although, them to not like notice the Metroid DNA, even if they don't know what the Metroid DNA is, the fact that they have no idea why she's so messed up, that's good that they don't.
Who got BTFO'd more, Samus or Solid Snake? Just in general.
I mean, the Metroid DNA doesn't actually do anything bad to Samus, seemingly. Meanwhile, Foxdie and her awful... Okay, here we go. So the X are gonna infect everything.
No!
And the X enemies are a lot bulkier. Like, we just got the super missile. Watch this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 super missiles for one little dinky thing.
Wow. Mei Ling was the one who injected... No, it was Naomi that injected Foxdie into Snake, right?
Yeah, because she, yeah.
So, like, she was actually one of the most important characters in that entire game series.
I mean, she comes back and makes a fool of herself in MGS4, just like every MGS. Or
I forgot MGS4
character.
existed. Feels bad, man.
Remember, I guess you don't, but they had a really awkward and painful, thank God, plasma beam. In MGS4, Naomi, like, falls in love with Otacon just to die and make Otacon cry again, because we gotta have...
I do vaguely remember that.
So awful.
Here's what I remember from MGS4. You ready for it? Okay. Snake's butt. I specifically remember that. That's a thing.
Yeah, you cannot...
Johnny pooping his pants constantly. Meryl loving Johnny because reasons. There's a boss where you fight it in like an auditorium and it's like a puppet. Big Boss's burn body, but it was actually something else.
It was Solidus.
It was Solidus, okay.
Yeah.
And the only two Kino moments I remember... Oh, I remember eggs. Constant eggs. Sunny, I think her name is, and cooking eggs.
Cooking bad eggs.
Get it? Sunny. Eggs. And then the only two Kino moments, the fist fight on top of Metal Gear between Snake and Ocelot. That's Kino to the max.
The game has good set pieces. That fight and then the Rex versus Ray fight.
That's cool.
But then it gets into, like, you know, Liquid Ocelot or whatever his name is.
Oh yeah, didn't Ocelot, like, then come out and be like, I was just trolling for years, actually I'm not Liquid,
yeah, it's like
just Ocelot.
Hypnosis or something, but he was basically just pretending.
Joke's on you, I was just pretending to be, you know. And then the very last thing I remember is in the microwave, I don't know where it is, it's like Snake crawling through in the pure microwaves and almost dying. And then of course, you can't forget the ending. Having Zero be the main bad guy the whole time. Get it? He was a guy you talked to and never really encountered to the very end of MGS3.
Yeah,
he was the main bad guy.
Kojima just had to make up being like, who are the Patriots? The most recent game was MGS3. It was just all those guys. Yeah. Whatever.
It's Signet and
it's clearly he just
Paramedic.
He didn't care at all.
Remember Paramedic? Dang. Death Stranding 2 doesn't even have like a release year, I think.
I don't know.
I remember, when was that? That was during the summer where they had that, like...
It's weird that
unbelievably long video about it, like at a PlayStation... What are their events called?
The Absolute State of Play.
Yeah, the Absolute State of Play. There we go. I remember I was like, oh, this is interesting. And then it was like a 45-minute commercial for Death Stranding 2, and I was like, that's...
Like a year and a half before it comes out. It's
right,
weird.
It's very weird to, like, focus that much on it.
I gotta admit, though, I'm sure you're the same way. I don't even think I'm gonna play that game.
I don't care. I can't even be asked enough to watch a video about the story of Death Stranding 1.
Oh, that's another power bomb we're not supposed to get.
Based.
But yeah, Death Stranding 1, I gave it a try. I put like 5 hours into it, and then once it became like Courier Simulator, I was just like, this is boring as crap.
I was truly interested in the story, but the gameplay was just so boring.
And then I watched all the cutscenes on YouTube because I didn't want to play that boring butt game.
Right.
And then the story is just like unbelievably dumb.
Based. Speaking of unbelievably dumb, it's been like 7 years since David Cage made a game. Detroit Become Human. What the F is going on? Wait, they are doing something. Quantic Dream. I remember hearing about it, but it's probably too far away.
That's like the studio I don't care about at all.
What?
They make literal movie games.
it's Kino, dude.
I never played even 1 second of Beyond Two Souls. I never played even 1 second of Detroit.
Beyond Two Souls is the most forgettable by far. Oh, man. It's a Star Wars game?
Oh, well, they're gonna die, like as a studio.
Star Wars Eclipse is an action-adventure game developed by Quantic Dream and Lucasfilm Games? Well, I guess that makes sense because it's...
I don't even think
Star
Lucasfilm
Wars.
Games exist. I think they're just like a producer, like...
Reddit. Whatever happened to Star Wars Eclipse? Will Star Wars Eclipse be made?